What's up, friends? This is Manni, and let me bring you up to speed real quick on the current Second Life Resource Drive event, show you all the prizes, including the winner prize for the community winner faction, and also what it looks like for me personally. At the end of the video, I will also speak about the state of the event and how it was implemented and how unfortunate we players were having to go through all those nasty problems. So stay tuned until the end and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet and want to stay up to date. You see here in the journal on Second Life Resource Drive, you can track your progress, and there you see that on Hurston Dynamic I've gotten the tier 4 reward with almost 1,600, and I also got 183 on the Arccorp down below. That didn't do anything for Crusader or MicroTech though, and you see that Hurston Dynamic with 90 million SCU is in the lead by far. It even says it in text above. Then has MicroTech with 50 million next, 42 million on Crusader, and surprisingly for me, 37 million only on Arccorp, despite the prices looking pretty cool as well. The reason why Hurston Dynamic is in the lead could be related to the just much more cool and unique looking prices, at least in my opinion that is the case, and also because a lot of players are typically starting their game on Hurston and Lorville. But if we just have a look at the prices overall, they look super unique in their gold, dark, gray, black or whatever, especially that C2 Hercules or the Caterpillar, the Star Lancer, super amazing design, very unique skin also for the Constellation series, Freelancer, Raft, Zeus, Spirit, and Aurora. Even the weapons, in my opinion, look pretty appealing and can be combined with a lot of really nice looking loadouts on your armors. And yeah, so that, as well as the fact that many players often start with Hurston, is probably a reason. There is the community winner reward, right? The faction that wins at the end of this event and has gathered the most SCU will get a special additional winner prize, but only for those who have level 5 unlocked on their faction, which requires 2,826 SCU. I am far away from this. Still have a lot of work if I want to get this armor, as well as the top 5 rewards, of course. And yeah, so make sure to check periodically down if Hurston is still in the lead, if you want to get that super special community reward at the end as well. But I'm assuming that those who have it will defend it. We're here in MicroTech, and the color scheme is a lot more colorful and bright. Also, in my opinion, the skins don't look so unique. I feel like we do have skins that look rather similar already, maybe with slightly different color paints. But for instance, the Hercules looks like almost a normal C2 at that point for me. So yeah, that's just my opinion again. You could of course disagree, and a lot of people seem to disagree because a lot of people do go for MicroTech as well, but not as many. You see the winner armor has MicroTech symbol, some green elements, and a green face shield as well. The armors all together, those winner black strata armors, they look basically the same, except for certain aspects or elements of them, right? Like that face shield and some other glow, and the symbol, of course. In my opinion, Arccorp actually looks pretty cool. I would personally score this as second most interesting skins. I feel like those skins, as well as those things, could be combined really well with many armors that you might have. Constellation skin is kind of useless. We already have the Auspicious skin that looks basically like that, but the C2 looks a little more unique in that red. And so does the Star Lancer and Caterpillar. And also, I think the Strata Black armor on Arccorp is the best looking one, with the red face shield, the Arccorp at the front, slight red elements there on the pockets. I like that the most. Looks pretty good, okay? We're also speaking about the state of the event and the elevators in just a moment, by the way. And I show you an alternative for how to get the armor without playing the event. Here we are at Crusader, also again very colorful, but that is what we are used to from Crusader. Of course, everything in blue paints. Also here skins that I feel like don't even look much different than the ones from MicroTech, just a different type of blue, and some of the skins like are reversed, where white was on the other one is now blue, and the blue what is now white, and stuff like this. But overall still looking pretty decent. And yeah, Arccorp, yeah, no, which one is left? Let me see. Oh no, we already had all 3. Now, on the store page right now, you find either a big pack for all of them or the individual Greycat Industrial, Pyrotechnic, or Shubin Interstellar for one of those strata armors that you could get without playing the event. They will have to be purchased from real world money though, from what I've gathered, since those are warbounds, and they are looking pretty cool. I got myself this Shubin Interstellar here, for example, because I really like that mole skin. I like the mole, it's one of my favorite ships, and I do like mining with it too. And that skin for the ship looks fantastic. It also says Shubin on the side, and is, in my opinion, the most unique looking mole skin out there. And also the armor looks pretty cool, the pistol looks nice, so yeah, it's overall a good package. And the armor comes with a backpack, which I find very important. I hate it when a special armor does not bring a special fitting backpack, and you're gonna have to find a way to combine and find one that actually has a somewhat similar look. Yeah, so back here in the game, as you can see, players are currently winning on Hurston Dynamic, and of course we're using the raft not only because of the cool teddy bear on the ground, but also because this is simply the ship to go if you want to do this event. Now, how do the elevators look after the recent hotfix and hotfix coming to life yesterday? I think the overall stability of the event is good. Most of the elevators were working. I would almost say 90% yesterday, maybe 80% today. It tends to degrade over time, but at this time it seems to be working relatively well, and there's nothing stopping CIG from just resetting it with another hotfix. So the cargo and hauling seems to be running well enough, and of course everyone is using the Argo raft for it, because I also bought it myself for 3.5 million ISC in ISC. Oh god, back to Foundations X4, huh? For 3.5 million Alpha UEC, I bought it in New Deal Lorville, and here this is the mission you would do, the 100k mission in your favorite faction. You gather all those materials from the point that they tell you from, and like I said, most of the elevators were working. Some elevators have people already standing there working, but also it seems like it's distributed to much more bases now, so they're not as overcrowded as they were in the beginning of the event. Very sad though, very sad in my opinion, is that the combat oriented missions are not active. I loved doing them. They were also here in the contracts menu on Hurston and Arccorp and so on, which leads me to the unfortunate feedback part here on this video. I'm really sad how the event started and how it was implemented, how terribly it ran, and what ordeal players had to go through to make their first steps and experiences. As usual, at first it ran okay, and then more and more features and functionality dropped out and degraded. And I'm not sure, I heard that that update was supposed to be pushed out on Thursday no matter what, and that, if that is true, is a bit unfortunate. Why would you release an update if it's not absolutely clear that this thing is running and ready for the live server? Now, of course, it could always happen that some issues cannot be foreseen from the more closed PTU environment over to a full live environment, but then again, that's where the testing is for, and I feel like really there should have been a little more Q&A about this update before it came out. All those not running elevators, I mean, these breaking elevators is something that we've already had like months ago, and I think that shouldn't be an issue anymore. Same goes for the 19k login error that apparently a lot of people, including me, had, and also blocked landing pads. Let me just tell you that I feel like this is something we need to talk about, because it's been an issue for so long. Whether you do PvP, PvE, you want to restock your ship, you can't. There's some derelict ship standing there, nobody's around, nobody's probably not even logged in, but his ship is still there, blocking the operations on the landing pad, not just for refueling, restocking, but also for this sort of event with cargo. And this is something that can be so easily bypassed. Yeah, I'm gonna be blunt with you. If some guys lets his ship stand there, blocking the regular operations on an important station such as this during event or even without, then there should be an auto cleanup system on the server that, at least in regards to the pets, removes them and auto stores them, and even forces people logging back in to get their ship back to pay a fine because they have harmed the operation and the gameplay on the server. And in my opinion, if you leave your ship outstanding or even your cars out on the road in real life, there's gonna be some guy who's gonna take care of it, right? He's gonna either write you a ticket, or in this case here, as a persistent universe, I get that, things would be standing there for a long time, but on operations and bases like this, there would be some person working there, making sure operation takes place smoothly. And if some dude leaves his ship out there, blocking operations and making sure things can't run properly anymore, then for sure you would have somebody towing the vehicle, and then also forcing you to pay that workload, right, when you want to retrieve it later. So it would fit into the lore, into the persistent nature of the server and universe. It would make sense, and it would so much help the game get rid of all these nasty ships blocking landing pads all the time. Please put something in place, some auto cleanup system. And you know, additionally, sandbox universe, giant MMO, why not use that to create additional new mission strings as well? Like, for example, putting the SRV back in the game and saying, okay, there's now new mission contracts for the SRV when players have ships standing and blocking operations on landing pads. Then boom, you get an SRV contract where you can tow this vehicle to a certain place, where then maybe new contracts are made for salvagers who can then have the right to salvage that vehicle. Boom, a whole new mission strings are being created, and it's just me thinking for 2 minutes to get to this point. And although I guess it would take a while to code all this, this is what a sandbox universe could do for us here, and also what kind of the strength of Star Citizen really would be, or is even, if it was used, that potential, you know? So let me know what you think about my thoughts in that regard, but also please make an auto cleanup system for pads. It is unacceptable that we still, after such a long time of Star Citizen being out there, player ships are still blocking landing pads and players cannot use them. It's really unnecessary. Let's put it like this. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. By the way, the elevators are right now in a pretty good working form. From what I've seen, most players, and also me yesterday, 85% of all the pads were working, or the elevators. So I was able to do a good job here making progress. So if you have been waiting for a time where it works, this could be the time. And if it, you know, usually it just degrades over time. Maybe tomorrow it's only 70% of the elevators, but nothing is stopping CIG from resetting it back with another hotfix, and then it's back to 100% in the start. So I feel like this is a good moment maybe to start. But again, the combat missions, where are they? I'm really missing them. I would like to do my contribution to this event doing with combat. It's my favorite, but yeah, let me know what you think, my friends. And if you want to do the event now, might be a time to try it again. Oh, and important tip at the end, when you're delivering your goods to the station, make sure to only fill the elevator with one row and not stack boxes above each other, because that often throws out a loading error. And chances are you might not even know why it's happening. So always just fill it with one row of boxes. It means you're gonna have to drive it down, drive it back up a bunch of times to get all the cargo stored and transferred over for the mission progress. But it is the safe and easy way that works. Just needed to include that here. See you around. Manni signing off, and bye bye, my friends.